Good afternoon, everyone. I am now going to be having a little chat with Luanne Hill from Cream Rose, and they are a dress shop over in the lovely village of Fenstanton. Luanne will be logging on in just a couple of seconds, and I'm just moving the camera just so that I've kind of got it like in the right place, because otherwise I'll just be looking somewhere different. Okay, right. Said, yeah, Cream Rose. They are based over at Fenstanton. And I could say talk of the devil, and she's sure to appear. And with that, you appeared.
Hi, Steph.
Are you all right?
Yes, thank you very much.
Good, good, good. I was just doing like sort of a little intro just to say who you were and kind of where you're based. But now I shall shut up because you could clearly do it so much better than me. So just tell me who you are and sort of whereabouts you are.
Okay, well, I'm Luanne Hill and I'm the owner of Cream Rose Boutique in Fenstanton. It's a small independent boutique that sells occasion wear and mother of the bride outfits.
Okay, and I have been to the boutique. Do you know, I can't even talk now. There's no
phonics.
and do you know, funny you should say that, but where are we? It's 2:30 in the afternoon, and even I haven't been drinking yet. I was going to say something, isn't it, really? I have been to the boutique, which is what I am trying to say, and it's a really nice place. You know, some places that you sort of go into, they can be a little bit daunting, can't they? You know, and they can be like a little bit, oh gosh. And I think when you are going to sort of buy something for yourself, it can be a bit overwhelming, can't it? But it doesn't have that feeling at all when you actually come in.
No, I mean that was our main objective. We wanted it to be friendly. We wanted it to be unrushed, if that's the word. We wanted people to have plenty of time to look round, and you know, because especially when you're shopping for mother of the bride, it's quite daunting because you don't want to let your daughter or son down. You know, you've probably not dressed up like that before, or if you have, it's been a long time, and you don't want to get it wrong. So, you know, we offer as much help as we can, but we like to think that people can stay as long as they like and spend as much time as they like deciding. So that was our really ideal when we opened the boutique.
That's the brief. I've got the aforementioned highlighter that I am prone to have in every one of my interviews, only because I like to sort of have all the questions written down because I am part goldfish, and I will just cross it off. I could say I'm a woman of a certain age, but I'll let people into the secret. We're actually the same age, aren't we?
We are exactly the same age. We are twins, in fact.
We are twins, yeah, because we were both born on the 10th of July, 1959.
That's correct. So the whole world knows how old we are now. Which is
I know. Maybe that wasn't the wisest thing I've done, was it? But never mind.
It's fine.
No, it kind of doesn't bother me. You kind of are what you are. I think with age comes experience, doesn't it?
Yes, and the ability to show patience, because I think we all know, don't we? Sometimes reacting immediately is not the correct thing to do, and as you get older, you realise that time is the best solution to all problems. Sometimes
it is.
So yeah.
And also, I think when you sort of get a little bit older, not that we are old, clearly, because we're our lives here, aren't we? I think it comes confidence as well, doesn't it? A confidence sort of in yourself.
Yes.
Now, I like to think I'm a reasonably confident person, but when I go to buy something like that, I mean, it sort of takes my mind back to when my daughters were getting married. I found the whole experience incredibly stressful, even though this is what I do for a living. You know, yeah. I'm inside like this wedding bubble, and I have been for so many years. I almost can't find my way out again. But even I found it, you know, sort of like a little bit intimidating. Yeah. So what kind of tips and things would you actually say to mother of the bride and mother of the groom to sort of try and breathe and go through that?
I mean, our first thing is to make people feel relaxed, and people come in and they fall into two categories. You either have people who know exactly what they want or think they do, and you have people who are really, really nervous and just haven't got any clue. And on top of all of that, you have all the input from friends, family, sisters, mothers, and of course, you know what they say, a camel is a horse designed by a committee. So
like that.
Sometimes it's better to come on your own first.
Yeah.
Again, we don't tend to dress up these days, do we? I mean, you know, wearing hats and things is probably something you do a few times in your life. So you tend to come in and you're outside your comfort zone. You're in a shop, you know, you think people are looking at you. Well, they are, of course, but you don't quite know where to start. So we always start by asking people what sort of wedding it is, and then if they say, oh, it's a farm wedding or something, then we'd say, look, this is the sort of thing we'd recommend. But on the other hand, you are the mother of the bride or the groom, therefore you have to make sure that when you walk in, people know exactly who you are.
Absolutely.
Yes, that's really important. The other thing is, when you're in a shop, you're in a very unreal environment. For example, no matter how hard you try with lighting, you can never get proper daylight in a shop. So if it's an outside event, we encourage people to go outside to see what they look like, and also, you know, your hair's not done, your makeup's not done, so it's a bit of that. And we always think if someone's very nervous, start with something simple, then build on that.
So do you think, just sort of following on to that, if you are going out and, you know, you are going to be a mother of the bride, mother of the groom, that you should put a little bit of polish on the face, put a bit of slap, you know, titivate the hair a little bit. So, you know, I mean, I think it does make us ladies feel like a little bit more confident if you've got a bit of lippy on and you sort of feel, you know, sort of halfway human. So do you think, is it worth doing that, or?
And we're happy with that, as long as it's not something that's going to come off when you're trying clothes on, obviously. But what we do really recommend is that you get some decent underwear, and by that I don't mean, you know, so you're going to look like a supermodel, but something that's going to give you a smooth line, hold you in a bit, and bring a pair of shoes, because although we have shoes, obviously, you know, you know what's comfortable for you. You know what height you can wear. You know, if it has to be that you wear flats, then obviously that's going to make a difference to the way you stand. And really, you know, it's come with good underwear is
good underwear
recommendation.
Something that will hold it all in and sort of put it in the right places where it's supposed to be going.
I'm known in the shop as the bra lady, only because I'm always fiddling with people's bras, and I don't mean to be rude, but you know, so many people, ladies, are wearing totally the wrong size bra or the wrong style bra, and it makes such a difference to your outfit. So, you know, and also that can add to the embarrassment.
Sorry, that's my phone. I'm going to put that on to note to self next time you're doing a video. It's a bit like going to church, isn't it? You should really turn it off, shouldn't you?
But so many people come into the shop and they're equally as embarrassed about what underwear they've got on as, you know, anything else. Because sometimes you come in and you think, well, I'm not trying anything, or I'm only looking. And of course, once you see something you like, you want to try it on. So then we go, oh, I haven't got my best underwear on, or whatever. And to be honest, that doesn't bother me at all. You know, I've seen so many people in their underwear, including myself. The advantage of being a little bit older, to be honest. You know, I don't think people feel quite so, you know, so nervous when you've got someone of not a similar age, but generation. Yeah,
that's right. And some people are, I think, just sort of naturally more confident, and it does come down to the confidence thing again. Some people are more naturally confident with themselves and they'll just whip it all. You know, it's like when you go on your hollybobs, don't you? You know, and some folk just whip it all off and there they are on the beach. And others, you know, when they're behind the towel, they've got it all going on. And I suppose it probably is just like a confidence thing. You know, and that probably does come with age, but it does help, you know, when you're in an environment where it's kind of non-pressured and it's relaxed and it's friendly, and you can sort of just feel comfortable. And it's like you said, everybody's got an opinion, haven't they?
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and maybe what you think looks good on you, maybe doesn't. And I suppose there is a skill in being able to sort of say, well, maybe that's not the best outfit for you, and maybe that doesn't sort of show off your best feature, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we don't ever try and be pushy, unless if someone comes in and says, look, I've got no idea, can you help me? Then that's fair enough. You know, I'm out there, I'm off, because I love it.
Yeah.
But if we can detect very early on whether someone's nervous, and we play it very slowly. You know, we don't crowd that person. We've got a lovely dressing room at the back of the shop with loads of mirrors and things, and you can go in there and be on your own. But lots of people do get their own opinions from what other people are saying. And you know, the trouble is, everyone, unless you're in the profession, everyone likes what they like. It's not a case of what looks good on the person who's trying it on. It's, I would like to wear that, you know. So you get this total pulling of this person. Oh, I like that, but I didn't like that. And you end up with a camel. You end up with something trying to please everyone. And of course, they're not comfortable on the day. So
that's the thing.
Yeah,
you do have to be comfortable in it. I mean, when one of my daughters, my second daughter Rachel, got married, or was it the first? You know, you forget. I told you I am part goldfish. I had this lime green and sort of brown creation going on, and it was fabulous. I mean, it looked really nice. But I had this big hat, and it was a big hat. And you know, yon hat was the bane of my life the entire day.
Yes, absolutely.
I couldn't keep the thing on, you know, every 5 minutes in the church, and I'm almost walking about permanently hanging on to it, because lots of the girls, well, in fact, both of them did. We were outside in the garden afterwards where we had the drinks reception, and I'm hanging on to this because the wind was blowing it, you know, and the whole day long. And I was so happy when it came to the point where I could take the hat off, you know. So I suppose that's, like you say, it's something that you have to think about as well. Where are you going to be?
Exactly. And also, you know, we're not at the moment, but typically if you're in the wedding party, you're kissing nearly everybody that comes along. And of course, if you've got a hat like here and someone comes in, it just keeps getting knocked off. So Helen, who's our milliner, she recommends that you don't have a hat that sits flat on your head. You always have one that's angled. And also, as you say, fixing it on a headband, again, is another way. But there's all sorts of things. And, you know, there's always a solution to everything. There is, you know, I've not come across someone yet who I haven't felt that they've gone out feeling like $1 million, and they'll look fantastic in the pictures. But, you know, it's, as you know, Steph, you meet all sorts of people with all sorts of problems and issues and dilemmas they have to solve, but they're all solvable. Always.
There's always a solution, because you know, you think, well, where there's a will, there's a way. And if there's one thing I've kind of learned over the years, is to sort of be guided like sort of a little bit by the experts, really, because I mean, I know you know a lot about personal styling, and you know about sort of what works and what doesn't work. And I think you should almost turn yourself over a little bit. I'm not saying that you would come out looking like a Mohican or a punk or something, or like your daughter or son's wedding, because that just wouldn't happen. But you know, almost let yourself be sort of guided by the people that know, you know, isn't it really?
Yeah, I mean, that's my ideal customer. Someone who comes in and says, Luanne, you know, can you help me? Can you tell me what colours I should be wearing, or what style would suit me? And, you know, we're all different. We're all different. And that's the key to it. I mean, the key to anything like this, anything that's so personal. I mean, not being funny, when you're asking someone to strip down to their underwear, you're seeing them, you know, it's not quite as bad as seeing someone have a baby, but, you know, it's that sort of...
It's quite exposed, isn't it?
Yeah. So, you know, the older we get, the more we hang on to our hang-ups, you know. So, for example, when I was at school, I had such thin legs, I used to get now they're as fat as tree trunks, but to me they're still thin. Do you know what I mean? We hang up on things, and so people will come in and say, oh, you know, this, that, and the other, and you'll say, but that's untrue. But of course, it's in here. It's right deep down, and it's hard to make people see themselves differently. One way I like to do it is to say, imagine someone's taking a photograph of you, and you showed it to someone. Would they actually home in on your tummy? They don't. They look at the whole of you.
Yeah.
And we try to say that's what's important, you know, what you look like as a whole, not the one thing that you hung up on, really.
Yeah, and that's true, because we all have preconceived, as in, oh, I don't like my ears, or I mean, I have an issue about my turkey neck, you know. You know, that sort of thing, or like sort of the arms. I can't wear anything short sleeves because I have the whole arms thing going on, you know. And but most, like you say, most of that's up here, and when other people see you, they don't see that. Plus the fact, I think, at a daughter or sort of son's wedding, after a while, people don't get hung up on that sort of thing, and they would just look and they think, doesn't she look really nice? She looks really happy, and you know, like her hat matches, and everything looks beautiful, isn't it? And I mean, I've done like a lot of wedding planning over it. If I put my wedding planner hat on as opposed to my sort of wedding shows hat on, I've sort of spoken to an awful lot of mothers of the brides and mothers of the groom over the years, and brides and grooms, and what is a huge, great big concern and a huge, great big worry before the day isn't quite such a big concern or such a worry on the day, because you just get swept up with it, don't you? Because
because it's fantastic and things are moving all the time. And you know, I always say to people, when you think back about the wedding you've just been to, you don't remember all the perfectness of it. No. You remember the funny things and the things that slightly went wrong, you know. Like my own wedding, the thing that comes to mind is that we haven't got a single picture because the camera got run over by a 32-ton truck. And, you know, even though at the time it made me cry, obviously now it's just so funny. It's the thing everyone remembers, and that's what is special. I mean, we're learning that now because we're all stuck indoors. What's the most important thing? And it is about being together and, you know, just the occasion, really. So
and you know, after like sort of a wedding, and you look at the photographs, nobody's going to look at it and say, would you look at the state of your woman's neck, or you know, there's a proper turkey going on there, or look at the size of them arms, because nobody's even aware of that, is it? You know, and nobody even notices that. I think most of it's in here. I mean, like sort of colours and things, do you think, is there any sort of set colour that you think, you know, because sometimes people sort of say if you have like a pale complexion, you should use this, or, you know.
There are definite rules, and I can show people, because, you know, because you can show people what a difference a colour makes. But, you know, with weddings, it's sometimes difficult because there's a colour scheme and people have got to stick to the colour scheme. But even if someone comes into a boutique and says, I need pink, I'll say, well, you do know there's like 100 shades of pink. And you can tell, well, I can tell now by looking at someone which shade of pink's going to suit them the best. And it's, you know, colours, you can look so different in the right colour. But sometimes you've got to be brave enough to wear that colour. And secondly, it might not fit in with what the wedding party is about. But, you know, safe thing is to go for a gold and silver, because you're either a gold or you're either a silver person. So if you've got if you're what, sorry Steph, this is going to go on for a bit, but if you're what I call a cool complexion, you're better in silver. So if you go for something with a silver fleck in it, or a silver, even if it's not the main, you're going down the right track. Whereas if you're a more warm tone, you need gold, or that sort of shimmery goldy colour. So that's a good starting point. But you know, it's we always try, and well, I do. I always say to people, look, this is what I will put you in, but obviously you've got to fit in. It's no good you turning up in bright yellow if everyone else is in neutral. So,
but that's interesting to know, isn't it? You know, depending on obviously your sort of skin type, skin shade, skin colour, what sort of tones that you should be. If possible, you know, to sort of trying to actually go down. I mean, like you said, obviously you have to bear in mind, you know, that that there's lots of wedding theme or wedding colour going on, you don't want to go there and kind of blend in with like sort of the chair covers or something.
Right. Yeah. So, you know, it's I mean, people who design things for Mother of the Bride, you know, like my suppliers, they're very good. They've got years and years and years of experience. So they always try to do colour, include colour palettes that would go with a lot of things. I mean, you just can't beat navy. I mean, navy is an accent colour. It's just fantastic because it goes with so many things. And you know, when I'm talking about colour, sorry, we're getting a bit technical here, but it's really from your bust upwards. You know, no one really cares what colour you're wearing down here. So again, with Helen, because she can make hats to whatever colour is necessary, she can bring in colours that would look nice against your skin on your face. So, you know, and I think you can show people, it's very clear, when you put a person in the wrong colour and a person in the right colour, what a difference it is.
Yeah. So would that be something then, Luanne, if someone came into the boutique and they sort of fell in love with like a particular dress and it fitted all the boxes and you think, yes, okay, that's it, would you then be able to have sort of a hat made specifically to sort of match it with it?
I mean, Helen has obviously been making hats for a very long time and she's made hundreds. And we have a thing in the shop, in the boutique. Lots of people come in and they want to match from head to toe. So if they've got like a pale pink outfit, they want a pale pink hat to match and shoes. And we really try and steer them off that because, because you've got different textures and different fabrics, so you can't always get an identical match. But two, colours complement each other. So if you have a navy and say a red, it lifts the red and it lifts the navy.
Right.
So if you bring in another colour, it will lift the colour of your outfit. It's a bit hard to explain, but you know, you do see it quite a lot. For example, navy's lovely, but you wouldn't go head to toe in navy because it's too dark. But you just have something, you know, to your hand, to your bag or your shoes. It just lifts it. So we always try and encourage two colours at least. But again, sometimes we will bring in a colour that matches the bridesmaids, or we'll bring in a colour that matches the men's suit, and it just ties the whole thing together, really.
Yeah. I mean, what about maybe the same shade of one colour? So I mean, there is. If I said blue, because I'm very much like a blue sort of, I mean, my entire house is blue and I wear a lot of navy, but there's so many different variations inside of that, isn't it? So you can play about with that, can't you, with like different shades and things.
Because you really go three ways with accessories. You either stay with the same colour, you know, but be careful because one shade either way looks ridiculous. So that's the first thing. Or you play with tones. So a tone would be a shade of blue that if you've got your B&Q colour chart out, you would be moving up and down the colour. You know the strips of colour you get, that they're all the same tone. Or a shade, but they're different tones. So you play with that. So that's another way of looking at it. Or then you get into the colour wheel, which is where you can start playing about with colours that complement each other or go with each other. And you know, it's really how brave you are and how you know, want it to be. If it were a garden wedding out in a garden, we definitely encourage the use of lots of colours. You know, but again, lots of people like classic plain outfits, very stylish, you know, sort of fitted dresses. Well, that can look a bit wedding guesty rather than mother of bride. But if you then stick a huge hat on the top, lots of colours in, you're upping your game and you're saying who you are. You're saying, I am the mother of the bride, you know. So it's you bring all that in as well. Generally speaking, the more decorative your outfit, the plainer your hat should be.
Yeah. It's a bit like having a plain carpet and fancy curtains, or vice versa, isn't it, really?
That's how I always describe it, yes.
Yeah, don't sort of go too much, because otherwise you just end up looking like sort of wallpaper, don't you, you know, because it just gets too busy then, doesn't it? Yeah, good. And what quarter, see, gone, foot and mouth. What sort of time scales? I mean, if I had a daughter that was getting married next year, should we say, when should I be thinking about maybe, sorting out my outfit?
Okay, so first of all, we have 2 deliveries a year. So we have spring summer collection and autumn winter collection. So spring summer collection starts coming in February and March. Okay, so if you've got a wedding in the summer, we will get stock in February and March. So that's when you should start looking. On the other hand, if your wedding is in the autumn or the winter, we start getting things in August,
right,
September. But we have so many weddings these days, as you probably know, that are abroad or in different countries.
Yeah.
So we do stock, we do carry across the season. We do have things in the shop that go across season. We had I've said this a lot because it just sticks in my mind. We had an igloo wedding where, it was in the summer, but of course you're in an igloo, so you really needed a winter outfit. So we do carry things like that. And then you get people getting married in the Caribbean in January and February. So again, it is cross season. But yeah, and there's nothing to stop you shopping the year before, because you could pick up a fantastic bargain.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's it, isn't it? What about, we're all shapes and sizes. We are clearly twins.
We are.
Slightly different sizes, but yeah, we are clearly twins. What about sizes and things in the shop? What do you actually sort of stock?
Right, we go from, in the shop, we go from an 8 to a 28.
Right, okay.
We do have a few 6s, and some of the manufacturers, especially the European ones, make their sizes are much smaller than what we're used to. So an 8 could be a 6. We also have a range that they will make to order past the size 28. But being a stylist, I don't like styles that are designed for a size 10 and then carried up to a size 20 or a 22, because they just don't work. I mean, what suits a size 10 wouldn't suit, it may do, but it wouldn't really suit a 20 or a 22. So when we go shopping, we always look for styles for a particular size range.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean to say if you are a necessarily bigger lady or a smaller lady that you have to have a very set type of thing.
No.
There's so many different options, I'm sure.
Yes, yeah. I mean, trouser suits are so big now because people hate legs. Yeah, I mean, people just don't like their legs, and they go, and we say, well, what about trouser suit? Because they're so pretty. That you think you were wearing a long skirt, to be honest.
Really, yeah.
So there's some love. So lots of manufacturers again have realised that women want trousers. They don't want skirts. They're not all size 10. 5'10" models with perfect legs. So.
I suppose like a nice trouser with like a nice fitted jacket and something, and like as I said, like the right hat and what have you, would look really stylish, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So much to learn. If you had to give a future mother of the bride, mother of the groom, one tip, what would it be?
It would be, go for something you like, listen to everybody's opinion, but at the end of the day, go with something you like and listen to what your body's telling you, because I can tell immediately when I know someone's found their right outfit, and it's to do with the way you stand.
Really?
Okay? You stand totally different when you think you look good. And even though, yes, listen to other people's opinion, you've got to wear it, you've got to feel good. So choose what you want within the constraints of colours or something else.
Yeah.
And, come with an open mind. That's 2 things, Steph, but never mind. Come with an open mind.
Yeah.
Don't say those famous words, that's just not me. Because you don't know if it's you or not.
No.
So that's my advice.
Often when you sort of go in shopping, strangely enough, I'm not that keen on shopping. I don't mind the shopping. It's just the trying on I don't like. I can't be faffed. But when I'm kind of looking at, you look at something hanging up on a hanger, and you think, oh no, that's clearly not for me, and I'll put it back. and then you wander along, but something draws you back to it. But when you actually try the thing on, it looks often so much different, doesn't it?
It looks do you know what, we've got a theory in the boutique that if you put something on a dummy, it'll sell within, you could have had it for like 6-7 weeks, but
Really?
you put it on a dummy, and we're not, several of us, lots of us just cannot visualize what we'd look like. You just can't. So it's really important to try things on, even if you, like I always say to people, you don't have to buy it, just try it on to see what you look like. And often it turns out to be the one. I like to sneak something in, because we help them select some outfits, and then we take them to the changing rooms, and I always sneak one in, so that I think will suit them.
Yeah.
And the girls go, oh look, Luanne snuck one in again, so.
And I'm sure there's been a lot of times it's your sneaky peek that you actually put in there that you think,
if I had a pound for everyone who ended up buying the thing that I snuck in, I'd be quite rich now. But it's just, and I also feel that once people start trying and they've got over that initial nervousness of getting undressed and stuff like that, they love it. I mean, and that's the plan. That if we can have a laugh and a joke and people are happy in there, then fantastic.
That's half the battle, isn't it?
Yeah.
Excellent.
So,
so tell me when the boutique is open.
Okay, well, when it is open,
but apart from now, it's not open now.
It's open Tuesdays and Wednesdays from 10 to 4. It's open Thursdays from 10 to 5, Friday from 10 to 4, and Saturday 9 to 5. But we will do appointments, and believe me, when we come out of this, it will be appointments. We will do appointments, if we can arrange it. So,
okay. Do you have an online presence at all?
We do, and our website's www.cream-rose.co.uk. So you can try, most of the stock that we have in the boutique is online. Unfortunately, some of the models are us, so you have to bear that in mind. But at least you see what a real person looks like. Yeah. And if you purchase something from there, there's 14 days for you to return it.
Okay, lovely. Okay, right. Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Really interesting. Every day's a school day, so I have actually learnt something today that I haven't and didn't know before, considering all this time that I've known you, Twinny. So what I will do is I will post Cream Rose and your contact details, your website, your email, your telephone number in the comments when we actually post it out. Cream Rose are going to be involved in the virtual wedding show that we've got taking place this weekend, which is the 8th, the 9th and the 10th of May. So this is also going to be posted across the social media platform at various different times. So if you're watching this at Christmas, the virtual wedding fair will not be taking place this weekend. So
we'll be on a cruise then, Steph.
Oh, don't even tempt me. I really can't wait. I can't wait. So if it is Christmas or it's any other time, but coming up for the 8th and the 9th and 10th, and obviously people want to sort of get in touch, I'll put the address of the shop as well in the comments, and we'll have the website. So if they want to whip over to the website, you can see what's actually on there. And hopefully, by the time all this nonsense is over and done with, and normal service is resumed, and we're all back to normal, then that people can sort of get in touch and come along to the boutique and have a little look-see.
Fingers crossed. Yeah.
Because I have been, and it's really, really nice. It has a nice, lovely, warm atmosphere. So yeah, it's nice. I like it.
All right.
Quite a nice cup of coffee as well, as I recall.
Okay.
Right. Bye-bye. It was lovely chatting to you.
Yeah.
Bye.